Hey everyone, welcome back to another segment of the MCR. Back at you after taking a week off. Mac has returned to us fully rusted and rejuvenated from his week of revelry. So here we go. And of course, what better timing than to talk about Anheuser Busch in recovery mode, making what I would define as a half-ass apology. I don't even know if it was much of an apology as much as it was an announcement that they were going to change directions. You know.
Well, they have to be careful to not offend the 0.1% of the country.
Well, while I didn't think of it exactly like that, I kind of thought that. You know. But anyways, everyone knows what was going on. Kid Rock started it off with him shooting up the beer cans. Travis Tritt, he piled on. Other celebrities started getting into it. A country music singer, I'm sure you're unaware of this, Mike, because I know you're not a fan of country music.
Not that I don't care for some of it. I just don't seek it out.
You hate country music.
I do not.
There's a guy by the name of Riley Green, and he did a really good song. I wish Grandpa's never died. And there was a line in the song that referenced cold Bud Light, and he actually changed that line in one of his concerts, to which he got a rousing applause. Okay, so a lot of I dare say the vast majority of Americans are fully aware of what's going on right now with Bud Light, Dylan Mulvaney, and the nonsense, we'll say. Okay. Any question or any comments so far on the situation with Bud Light?
Well, I did happen to, on my trip to Las Vegas, notice. I deliberately took notice of whether people were drinking it. I didn't see a lot of it, but I did see people drinking it. And like with any boycott, I'll never drink that again. And then 3 days later, they're back to drinking it because their friends are doing it. And they don't want to go against their friends. And you know what? Of course, I consider those people the let's eat hamburgers, watch TV, and play the lotto. That's the level of their existence in this country.
Well, one of the problems with boycotting Anheuser Busch is I don't have a list, but I understand the list is quite lengthy of all their products. And I got the impression that not everyone is familiar with all the products on their list.
I believe that too. I see people dropping Bud Light and then drinking Miller Lite or Michelob when those are both Anheuser Busch products now.
Well, to boycott Anheuser Busch, I thought was easier said than done. But correct. You know what? By all means, take I almost said shot. Go ahead and dog on Anheuser Busch by all means. The CEO, Brendan Whitworth, put out a statement, and I think of this as kind of a half-ass, not real apology, just kind of a saying, okay, we get it. We're going to switch gears. We're going to change directions. He puts out a policy. It starts off with, as the CEO of a company founded in America's heartland more than 165 years ago, I am responsible for ensuring every customer feels proud of the beer we brew. Okay. A couple paragraphs down, he would continue with, we never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. We are in the business of bringing people together over beer. I guess as in a beer party.
Right.
He would kind of close out this statement with, I care deeply about this country, this company, our brand, and our partners. I spend much of my time traveling across America, listening to and learning from our customers, distributors, and others. Last sentence reads, Moving forward, I will continue to work tirelessly to bring great beers to our consumers across our nation. That is hardly an apology.
No.
Okay. You're barely switching gears with that, I would tell you.
Yeah,
You know?
this was not done by a company or even the board of directors. This was done by one person. I don't have her name in front of me. Perhaps you do. Who decided that they needed to be an inclusive. Well, let's talk about inclusive for a second. Would we have a white supremacist on the can? That's about as big a percentage as transgenders. Maybe slightly more. Would we have them on the can for the sake of inclusiveness? I don't think so.
That person you're referencing, her name is Alyssa Heinerscheid.
Yeah.
And they're, here the beauty of the internet. There is video of her in her younger years acting out like the very people she takes a shot at, because she said we need to get away from the frat boy image. Yet there's pictures of her hanging out with the very group she would
Yeah.
speak negatively of.
Right.
Just more of do as I say and not as I do nonsense,
Well, she
which is what
claims
they
that
typically do.
yeah, she claims that brand Bud Light in particular is has been failing for years. Well,
On
to add to my earlier comment about what I observed, at the end of the day, they lost billions of dollars. If it's your job, you lose that company you work for billions of dollars. Are you gonna get to stick around?
Well, no, for
Well,
any
why did
reason
it take
really.
so long for them to drop the hammer on her?
Well,
I don't accept their apology, and I will continue to not drink their products.
well, I'm pretty much a non-drinker, so
Right.
not drinking their product was a non-issue almost. I
Right.
keep going back to the whole commercials that I thought so highly of with the
Right.
with the Clydesdales and the puppy dog. And I
Well,
know I'm beating
that
that
was the image
dead
of
horse.
Anheuser Busch at that time.
What's that?
That was the image of Anheuser Busch,
Yeah, exactly.
and now it's a
Uh,
bunch of trannies running around. People are calling it trans fluid.
you know, and I know we talked about this in a previous video, but you go back to the 90s where it's showing the guys, the carpenters, the construction workers,
Frat
and then
boys.
they after work they go to the bar and they they're getting the new guy on the crew a beer and everything. And you know what would have happened back then if they had thrown a transgender person into that mix?
Oh, we
You
wouldn't
know,
be talking about them today.
oh, that's for doggone sure. That's for doggone sure. But uh, you know, I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad that they've taken a thumping over this. They deserve it. They
Well,
certainly have it
my
coming.
worry is this: you got truck drivers, you got factory people, you got people who had nothing to do with this, and at the end of the day, those are the people who are going to get laid off and get pay cuts and suffer for this. I bet she got a package when she left.
Oh,
When
you
all
know
she
what?
should have got was a foot in the ass.
Yeah, you're yeah. I would not dispute any of what you just said, for sure, for sure. But anyways, I just want to get up to speed. Uh, then for I'm inclined to say for once we won, but
Yeah,
I guess it's a victory.
I'd
I don't
rather
know.
win the war than the battles, but I guess you got to win the battles to win the war.
Yeah, and that's all I got. Any final thoughts on this?
Well, I'm hoping this is the last time we talk about this because I hope they will, at the very least, even though they gave a weak apology, if it wasn't even an apology, uh, maybe this will be the last time we talk about this, that they've learned their lesson, so to speak. And I hope other corporations have learned their lessons from the Go Woke experience.
Yeah, I don't see it as an apology as much as we heard you. We're switching gears.
Yeah.
Of course, that's my speak paraphrase,
Well,
but really
they didn't know
that's the
their
message.
customer.
What's that?
They clearly didn't know who their customer base was.
Exactly. Well, they do now.
They do now.
So, all right, that's it. Thanks everyone. Welcome back, and we'll catch you in more rants this week. All right, and I hope we don't let you down. So that's it. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.